It is a lie if you say you don't have social media, because where are you watching my video right now? Yes, YouTube is a social media. I think all of us agree that social media can have a positive effect. However, have you ever considered that if a person does not benefit from social media in a positive way, it can actually influence them negatively? Definitely yes, as one of the negative effects is moral degradation, which is becoming increasingly prevalent among social media users today, especially teenagers. Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad AQIL bin NAMIN, and from this moment, I will open your mind and make sure that you will be on the same page with me regarding that social media is definitely the poison for teenagers' moral that will slowly kill their identity from the core. So, what is the example that social media assists in the moral degradation of teenagers? First of all, social media leads to moral degradation by cyberbullying. So, what is cyberbullying? Basically, cyberbullying is a term used to describe when a person is threatened, harassed, humiliated, ashamed, or abused by another person through the internet or any means of communication such as mobile phone or tablets, which can degrade the moral of a teen. According to the United Nations Children's Fund, Malaysia was ranked second in Asia in 2020 for cyberbullying among youth. Next, social media platform have the highest potential to influence moral degradation and may cause the youth to be influenced by other cultures such as, yes, Western culture. One of the famous bad influence that came from the Western society are the 5S, which are sport, song, smoke, social, and sex. Most teenagers nowadays are easily influenced by what they see on social media, especially youngsters with young blood, which most of the time they are really like to discover something new. For instance, as shown in some social platforms such as Instagram or TikTok, teenagers really love to follow some trend, and sometimes they didn't really care anymore about their dignity or even others' point of view. Precisely what they really care is that only some cheap publicity or popularity, regardless of its consequences for moral values, according to Journal of Islamic Studies and Humanities. There is always a solution to a problem. Without further ado, let's move to what we can do as teenagers to avoid this social problem. Yes, it is true. Social media have the potential which can lead to moral degradation, especially among youth. However, I did not claim that people should not use social media at all. Precisely, people need to know their worth in using social media. For instance, as a social media user, you should be responsible for your social media activity, such as not spreading hate and negative comment on other posting or body shaming them in the social media. Apart from that, some users in social media who do not have any respect toward others may make posting like hate speech or libel directly or indirectly, which can hurt people and end up resulting in moral degradation. Considering that the hate comment just now, you have to bear in mind that every word that came straight from us orally or in writing, we must be responsible for it. So, as a smart teenager, choose your path wisely. Ladies and gentlemen, please take note that if you are spreading hate comment, like accusing others user of doing something or creating an untrue story on another user's posting in social media, it can fall under libel, which is written in Malaysia law that legislated in Defamation Act 1957. To prevent youth or social media users, regardless of age, from being influenced by Western society, social media users must not be so obsessed with Western culture that they follow them on social media, but only take the positive side of Western culture and not the negative side. Also, social media users must understand that the boundaries between our beloved culture and Western culture are contradicting, and they must be responsible for these issues in order to avoid negative influence from Western culture. Pardon me, can I take your time for a while to visualize the moral degradation issues, whether it could affect the future or not? So, can you imagine what our future will look like if moral degradation rapidly increase not only among youth but also among golden age? Can you imagine if no action is taken by individuals or even parents to control their children in order to use social media wisely and to not be easily influenced by the Western culture? Yes, the moral degradation of teenagers will undoubtedly worsen. More rude users will emerge on social media, cursing others in the comment section, which could affect the mental health and emotions of other users. And the number of people who started to use inappropriate words from Western culture or even then the negative side of Western culture will increasing. Best believe, day by day, social media will be filled with toxic people with lack of morals, and they will continue to do so because there is no awareness about the negative things that should not be done on social media. What will happen to our future leader if the majority of people today, regardless of age, use social media, including the youth? How can our future leaders govern the country if they have moral degradation as been nurtured in them since their youth? And during their youth, they are also one of the users on social media who can be labeled as toxic users who spread hate comments or cyberbullying, or even one of the people who are influenced by Western culture, which is not suitable to be practiced in our country. When it comes to any issue, there must be actions, what we should make, right? Well, there are numerous reasons to believe that social media is one of the primary cause of youth moral degradation, as there are numerous factors that influence the youth to eventually fall victim to moral degradation. So, I would like to advise you not to excessively using your social media. Social media users should be practiced caution when interacting with others on the social media. They must have manners by commenting on other people's posts with appropriate words. Even though it is virtual, our action on social media have an impact on us or other users in real life. Last but not least, I believe one day all of us will become parents. So, what should we do? Please do guide our children to use social media in a proper way. And if your children have the signs of being influenced by Western culture, you, as parents, should take an action by advising them or teaching them about our culture and not to follow the Western culture.